When disco died, a lot of bands disappeared with it. The lights went out, radios moved on, and the industry closed the doors. But some groups didn't panic. They adapted. They rewired their sound, tightened their grooves, and they walked a straight line into the future. This was one of those groups. This group was not flashy, not loud, but quietly influential. This is a story of how one group survived disco collapse. They helped build electro funk and create music that still lives in the bloodstream of modern R&B. The centerpiece of today's video is all about Kleeer. Now before we start, let's be sure to leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and push that notification bell to be sure you won't miss out on any more uploads. Now without further ado, let's cue that intro. They were involved in the disco movement before becoming Kleeer. The band's first lineup was led by drummer, arranger, composer, and vocalist Woody Cunningham. The group was originally formed in 1972 to promote the vocal group The Choice 4. The group was completed by vocalist and drummer Paul Crutchfield, bassist Norman Durham, and guitarist Richard Lee. 2 years later, the band broke up and they renamed themselves the Jam Band. They briefly toured with Discotheques and the Sexolex, and they performed with the group on the television show The Midnight Special. In 1975, the Jam Band evolved into Pipeline, and they had a heavy funk rock edge. By 1976, they was given an opportunity to form the Universal Robot Band with Undergo Disco producers Patrick Adams and Greg Carmichael. Now this group was way more successful than their past efforts. They collaborated with vocalist Leroy Broges on the song Barely Breaking Even, and they released an album. The band traveled together until 1978. After 1978, the band decided to assume charge of the album productions and rename themselves Kleeer. The group cut its teeth in the late 1970s dance music ecosystem. They learned arrangement, timing, and how to move bodies. But when the disco backlash hit, many bands froze. This band didn't. They listened. The transition wasn't cosmetic, it was strategy. Live horns stepped back. Synthesizers stepped forward. Grooves became leaner, colder, and tighter. By the time they became Kleeer, they wasn't chasing disco anymore. They were chasing longevity. And that decision saved them. The group's sound sat in a unique space. It was not as raw as funk, it was not as glossy as pop, and it was not as mechanical as early electro. Between the years of 1979 and 1985, the group released 7 albums and had several hits on the Billboard pop charts and R&B charts. With songs like Keep Your Body Working that peaked 101 on the pop charts, number 60 on the R&B charts, and number 54 on the dance charts. Get Tough that peaked at number 15 on the R&B charts. Winners that peaked at number 23 on the R&B charts and number 37 on the dance charts. Taste the Music that peaked at number 55 on the R&B charts and number 31 on the dance charts. And Tonight's the Night, which peaked at number 33 on the R&B charts. These are some of the songs that I would like to point out that show great balance of deep bass lines, precise drum machines, and smooth R&B vocals. This was dance music for grown folks who like their music sophisticated, sensual, and controlled. Kleeer didn't dominate headlines, but they dominated the dance floors. Their records charted consistently, especially on the R&B and club charts. DJs trusted them. Dancers, they felt them. They wasn't making novelty records. They was making functional groove, music built to last longer than trends. As the mid-80s arrived, R&B music shifted again. New Jack Swing came, and this brought bigger visuals and younger faces. Kleeer found themselves in familiar territory, making quality music in a business that was chasing the next big thing. But their catalog didn't disappear. It circulated. It was sampled, replayed, and rediscovered. After the 1985 album, the band disappeared for unknown reasons. Most of the members continued to work on other projects. In the 90s, however, the group re-emerged as Kleeer on some occasions. The group's influence today is best found in many hip-hop songs where Kleeer has been sampled by artists ranging from Tupac to Snoop Dogg to Lil Jon. Over the years, we lost some members. Sadly, on January 10th, 2010, Woody Cunningham sadly passed away, just months after releasing his solo album. And sadly, following a snowstorm on November 4th, 2011, Norman Durham passed away tragically for carbon monoxide poisoning. If you listen closely to modern R&B, boogie, and electric soul, you'll hear Kleeer fingerprints. They have restrained grooves, minimal arrangements, and focus on feel over flash. They help write the blueprint for post-disco survival. No gimmicks, no desperations, just evolution. Kleeer didn't chase to be immortal. They chased to be relevant. And by doing that, they outlived an era that birthed them. Their music is still being played in clubs, on playlists, in samples, and in memory. Because real groove doesn't expire. It just waits to be rediscovered. Now, upon doing my research, I came across some photos and I was wondering, who are these ladies? And no matter what website I went to, everything just traces back to the members that I already mentioned. But upon some digging, I found out that the band did consist of 3 ladies. Now, before we go, I have a question for you all. What is your favorite song by Kleeer? Before I go, I want to take a second to promote my Discord. Over here, I provide a safe space for my supporters. We discuss music of all genres. You can provide me feedback on recent uploads, etc. If that interests you, then go ahead and check me out. The link is in my bio. While I have y'all here, if you would like to support the channel further, then feel free to become a member. By doing so, you help make these videos possible. I thank each and every one of you who supported me along this journey.